We are live. We are back from the dead.
Literally.
It has been
I was dead in my trespasses and sins.
It has been a month since we have been back on the pod, and we are happy to be back. Man, Chad, what have you been up to during this month-long break, bro?
Well, apparently we got StreamYard membership now, because I don't know if y'all noticed it. We don't got that StreamYard watermark no more. We official now, bro.
We out here now.
Yeah, bro. Nah, bro. It's been real good, man. This summer has been really, really good. I went on vacation a few times in the last month. We went out to DR for 1 year anniversary. My wife and I. It was lit. DR was really good, man. It was great. Reset. It was a good relax. You always need those vacations. I think I was listening to Southside Rabbi, and Amin once said, he said he actually heard this from Lecrae. So I heard this from Amin, and Amin heard this from Lecrae. But sometimes you just need those patterns. Those patterns of Sabbath. You have your daily distractions. You have your weekly distraction, your monthly distraction, your annual distractions. Just so you can get that Sabbath in there and rest up and go after it. And then after that, I was taking care of my grandmother. She recently got open heart. So I was taking care of her for a bit. And then I also tapped in, and I went to Maryland for a bit too, for a few days. Really good trip. Really relaxing. Got to be with my family, my parents, my aunts, everyone. It was a good few weeks, and just like that, we in August, which means we kind of close to that half marathon, bro.
Yes, sir.
I'm kind of panicking now, bro.
Yo, if you're watching and if you've been tracking along for the last few episodes last season, me and Chad have been training for a half marathon that's happening in Jersey at the end of September. So it's going to be crazy. Jersey City half marathon. So if you're there, if you're watching, if you're a runner, you're watching, you should probably tap in with us. We might be there.
Elijah gonna win that, John, bro. I don't even know why y'all tapping in with that race.
We just trying to have fun, Yo,
that man having fun running 5-minute miles, bro. That man having fun, bro.
Bro, it's not even like that, yo. People are like, I swear to you, there's gonna be people that's out here running like 4 minute and like 59 second miles, bro.
Yo,
it's just wild, gonna be different.
That's wild, bro. Yo, that man runs 10 miles in 50 minutes. Put that in perspective, bro.
Yeah, I mean, a little light flex,
That man coming to Jersey with that Brooklyn attitude right now, bro. He be running. He be out there in these streets, bro.
Bro, I gotta dodge cars, so if I ain't gotta dodge no cars, like I'm gonna be straight.
Yeah, you right, bro. You right, man. You right. How was the last few weeks for you, bro?
Yeah, man. Last few weeks have been pretty good, honestly. Like we've been having like a lot of people. Like a lot of family, friends just come over and just hang out, like come up from Jersey and stuff. And it has been really fun, but I am exhausted because literally like, and on top of that, we've been like driving back and forth too. So it's like taking a toll on my pockets with that Easy Pass.
I feel you, bro.
So it's crazy. But the last few weeks have been pretty good though. This was my last weekend of honestly just freedom really. So this week a lot of ministry stuff happening, which I guess I'm excited for. I guess it's like a little change of pace or whatever. You can't be on Sabbath forever. So
you're right, bro. So but the good news about all that, bro, is that Verrazano Bridge, bro, is no longer $20, bro. It's no longer $19. It's only $6. Yo, they went back to two-way toll, bro. $6.
Wait, really?
$6.50 as of as of December 2020. So before,
yo, that's great. I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro. When you come to Jersey, like you're coming to Staten Island, from the Verrazano, it used to be $19, bro. You used to have to pay to come back. Yeah, bro. But now it's only $6.50 each way. So they gave us a little break, because I went to Brooklyn twice last week, and I checked that Easy Pass. That John was negative $30, bro. I was just like, hey, yo.
They tell you to replenish that John, and they go into your account, bro.
Yo, I put $80, right? And all of a sudden, all the tolls posted for like the last week, and that John went down to $17, bro. I was like, that hurt my heart, bro.
Bro, there's a meme page for New York City, bro, and like there was they were talking about Easy Pass, and the whole thing was just like they were going off because it's like pretty much Easy Pass people are just legal robbers, bro. They're
Literally,
legal
bro.
robbers that go into your bank account and just take whatever they feel like, bro. It's like,
Bro.
oh, bet you only go through these tolls like once every week. We're gonna take out like $100 now. What do you mean you're gonna take out $100 from my account, bro? Literally, bro. Like there's a time a season or like last season, my wife was just traveling back to Jersey for school, and bro, literally they gave me an update. It's like, yo, we're taking out $205 every month now because your wife goes over that. I was like, okay, whatever.
Bro,
I'm
that's
done.
why I got
I'm done.
my John set to prepaid, bro. So I replenish it, So because I was
Bro.
like, nah, bro, I don't be having that extra $200 in that checking
Bro,
account,
bro, I feel like they just updated it for me. They was like, oh, you need this, so we're just gonna give it to you. I'm just like, all right, what? Okay, whatever. I try to change it to it. You just can't. You can't change the balance. Like it's just that's just
yeah,
what
you're
it
right,
is.
bro. Yo,
like once it's like once they take it out, bro, it's like it's gone. It's theirs. It's literally theirs.
So how I used to do it before was that over here you got the Goethals Bridge and you got the over outer crossing bridge, right? I used to go up through there, and it used to cost like what, $8 or something like that, $8-10, something like that. And then you come back through the tunnel, because the tunnel you never paid any toll. But the issue is when you come in through the city, when you come in through Manhattan, it doesn't matter what time you're going. You're getting stuck in traffic trying to get through that tunnel. like it doesn't matter, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, bro, I'm gonna just pay the extra $10-15 and just go straight home. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's just a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, them tolls be crazy. Oh snap! Shout out to my cousin Steph.
Hey, what's
Yeah,
going on,
man.
Steph? How
So,
are
but
you?
that's the issue, bro. Every time I gotta go to New York, bro, it's like I want to go to New York. I got mad family, mad friends in New York. It's just like that toll is bussing, bro. It's
Bro,
bussing.
you know what would be crazy, bro? Like if the Manosphere was hearing us right now, they just tell us to make more money. That's it.
Hey,
They,
yo!
they just tell us to make some more money. You know what I mean?
Yo, this man is the king of transitions, bro.
They would just tell us to make more money. It don't matter if the toll is expensive. You gotta have 6 figures, bro. And your wife got
Be a high value man.
Gotta be a high value man. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. That's the only way we gonna make it in life, bro.
Oh snap, bro! Yo, Elijah, on that token, bro. I was gonna go into talking about the turnpike, how you gotta spend $9 if you go like 2 exits. But yo, let's just get into the topic, bro. What are we talking about tonight, bro?
If you didn't hear from my amazing transition, we are talking about the Manosphere. If you're watching right now, the Manosphere has been blowing up. Like literally, over the past year and a half, 2 years, the Manosphere has been taking off, and it's been crazy. Like there have been a lot of people that have just been popping up that are supposedly Manosphere red pill gurus now, and like they've been giving wisdom to the young heads, like to the kids. You know what I mean? And whether or not that information is helpful, beneficial, or destructive, we're gonna talk about it right now. So, Chad, what is the Manosphere? Like, what can you describe it? Can you give a depiction for our people?
Yeah, man. So I feel like I just pulled up the Wikipedia page, so this way nobody quotes me, and I don't get radicalized on the internet here. But all right, so it says the Manosphere grew out of social movements as the men's liberation movement of the 1970s and 80s. Groups now considered to be part of the Manosphere men's right movement. It predates the term Manosphere. The term is a play on blogosphere and is believed to have first appeared on blogs in 2009, which subsequently popularized by Ian Ironwood, P-word marketer who collected a variety of blogs and forums in the book The Manosphere, blah blah blah. So that's basically where it came from. I'm just not gonna read all the rest of this, but that's kind of what I do, bro. I just start off reading and I lose interest. But basically, yeah, man. The Manosphere, bro. It's like I guess if I had to put it in a way, it's like the anti-feminist movement, the opposition to feminism. I guess that's the modern day opposition to the latest wave of feminism. I guess that's the cleanest way to put it,
Yeah, that I was listening in prep for the podcast today. I was listening to like a what is the Manosphere like podcast, and they were and this was a guy talking from Germany basically, and pretty much it kind of is that, right? It's a response to like feminism right now, right?
Yeah,
There
yeah.
it seems like there's a problem, right? There seems like there's a problem for like there's a reason for society's problems and issues right now, and for the at least for the extreme feminism side, it's men, right? They are the issue, they are the problem. So I think in response to them, these attacks, I guess, on men, like the manosphere was created, and
Mm.
and advocating for men's rights and all these different things, right? That's beyond my education. We don't go on to that, but I think that's say what it is. It's just response to the way the modern feminism is right now.
Yeah.
It's
No, I think all right. So just like the far right movements and stuff like that, um, the alt right was big, a few years ago. I think that it's like the same thing with the Manosphere, right? It's a radicalized group, right?
yeah,
It's a group of people that are very much so to the extreme, right? Because I'm sure there's people that are in the center of these issues of feminism and men's liberation, I guess. I guess there's people in the center, right? So the Manosphere is the extreme radicalized group, right? Like that. I
yeah.
guess that's what it would be.
Yeah. Why do you think that the manosphere right now is so popular right now? Like why do you think it's like taking off? Like,
Ooh,
you
you hit me with a
there
heavy one
yeah.
early on,
Yeah.
bro.
Bro, we gotta get right into it. No, we're not playing this season,
Yeah, we
you
took a
know?
whole month off, bro. We took a whole month off. You're right. So we got to get into it. You know what it is, bro? I'm gonna give a kind of sociological take here. So I think a large part of this has to do with what's known as the division of labor has increased, right? Where we have a lot more women's rights, and we have a lot more people going out to do different things in the world. So you have a lot of social differences that come out of that, right? Like that's how the
Yeah.
feminist movement was birthed. Well, partially, right? Like let me not speak in absolutes before I got people coming crazy at me, right? But part of that is because women went through women's suffrage, women, activism for activism for women's rights, and women today are a lot more have a lot more rights than prior, right? So
Yeah.
I think with modern day technology, modern day values and ideals, I think there's a big um clashing of issues with traditional views, which probably weren't the right things, like locker room talk and stuff like that. Like um think about it now. Now women have a lot more rights. Women have voices. They can speak. They can
Mm,
speak up, and they can defend themselves. And there has to be opposition to that.
for sure.
People
Yeah.
people who had a lot of those traditional values and views of women. They're mad now that women are speaking up,
Mm,
with modern day media, social media,
yeah.
YouTube, podcasting.
Mm,
But having said that, there's a lot of men on that side now that are using their platforms, that are building platforms on pushing a lot of toxic, parts of that manosphere, right? Some people
sure.
are pulling different things, that may or may not be good, but there's a lot of people out here that are pushing some very, very toxic imagery, to people through the use of social media and etc.
Yeah. I think could there be could there be a I guess in a way like the reason why that this trend is like so popular or more guys are getting into the manosphere, could it be that they really desire actual growth as a man and like and actually trying to figure out what it means to be a man? I was listening to a podcast.
Mm.
I think it was the Ruslan and Ralo Tomasi podcast where they were saying that the generation that we're in now, they have pretty much been stripped of of trying to figure out what it means to be a man, basically, and like and
Wow.
being told like, hey, you need to be more feminine, you need to do this, you need to do that, and and not and also in a sense of absence of purpose, right? Not really working with your hands, not doing certain things that traditionally would make consider you like a man, I guess a man's or whatever.
Yeah.
Could the reason why this thing is so popular is because that the manosphere is like rediscovering that right now? Or could it be that the manosphere is so popular because they see these popular like figures with a lot of money that are promoting like, hey, this is how you become a high value man. This is how you get this amount of money. This is how you get these types of girls. Like, could it be that the reason why this is so attractive is because they are teaching this to our generation? This is because it is our generation. You know what I mean?
So I guess the way to answer this question is I don't think it's like a rediscovery of it. I don't think it is now becoming popularized, because the reason I say that is because I feel for like ever since I've had a connection to YouTube, I've seen guys on YouTube saying the exact same thing. It's just there's certain players in this game right now that are very, very great at PR, very great at marketing. They have very charismatic personalities, right? That allow them to be what is it? Yeah, allows them to be very marketable to the culture and to younger people in today's day and age. Because I've heard guys talking about this kind of stuff. I've read it on the internet all over. If you grew up playing any sport in the last 20-30 years, and in the locker room, this is like literally how majority of men have spoken. I for one I've really just, I don't know, bro, I've always been disgusted by it, like that whole locker room talk stuff. But I've heard it, you know what I'm saying? Like I've heard it. So I don't think it is a like a new concept. I just think it's just we have some people who have gotten famous recently that thrive. They really thrive at being able to market things on the internet,
For sure. Yeah, no, I got you. And speaking of people that are really able to like put themselves out there really well, like who do you think like is like are the manosphere's like biggest players right now? Positive and negative.
Okay. Dang, bro. I know for sure we got it. Well, we can't say right now, RIP, Kevin Samuels, but I think he's one of the first players that comes to mind in this whole thing, because it's like I don't think I've heard the manosphere being so popularized, right?
Yeah.
Up until Kevin Samuels, came out. Like it was there, but like widespread. I've seen girls sharing Kevin Samuels posts on the internet talking about how they love listening to Kevin Samuels. I've seen so many people. Even Ruslan made videos on Kevin Samuels, right? And then you got Fresh and Fit behind that, where they push a lot of this type of content too. You have Andrew Tate, biggest thing on the internet right now, pushing a lot of this kind of content. So those are just some of the names I think coming into this kind of discussion. May not be good. I don't really consume a lot of their content. I see some Andrew Tate stuff coming up here and there. I used to get a lot of Kevin Samuels stuff on my TikTok feed. So I mean, I heard it by default,
yeah. No, I got you. I think that one of the main ways that or reasons why I ended up finding out about like the Fresh and Fits or the Andrew Tates or the Kevin Samuels or whatever is because of Ruslan interacting with the content, or Abba and Preach interacting with their content. And it's like I don't really know what to get from the manosphere. It seems like there are a lot of different people saying a lot of different things, or there are just that a lot of different people saying the same things, but just in different ways. And it's like what exactly for me? I'm just like, I always leave questioning like, what exactly is the purpose of your content? Like, because because I think for them they could say, hey, like this is to benefit the male population and to be better men, but does the outcome actually produce better men? Or does it produce like men that just are in their eyes successful? Like, can there be a standard of successful men within the manosphere, or is it just one successful man in the manosphere and you have to pretty much represent or copy him basically?
So I think this comes down to like talking about like let's take religious groups, right? Like let's take the Hebrew Israelites, right?
Mm.
Like when you're talking to one Hebrew Israelite person, you're not talking to the other person. You know, they have so many different beliefs, right? Like across their
Yeah,
spectrum. So I think when you use the term manosphere, it's very general. Like some of these guys might be promoting masculinity. Some of these guys, or think they are promoting the masculinity. Some of these guys maybe think they're promoting misogyny intentionally, right? Some of these guys maybe
yeah,
even thinking they're just in it for the opposition to feminism, or some guys may just be thinking about it to pick up more women, right?
yeah,
I think there's a lot of different reasonings. I do think there's a lot of people who think they are producing a good form of masculinity.
for sure.
That's why, like with Ruslan's videos, when when he would break down like the Kevin Samuel stuff, he'd pull out some of the good stuff. You know, he'd pull out some of the
Yeah,
good
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
and kind of reject the bad stuff, which is what we should be doing as a society, right? Anyway, right?
for sure.
We should be extracting good things and kind of like rejecting bad things with reasoning, right?
Yeah.
Like Kevin Samuels used to say things like high value man, a high
Mm-hmm.
value man has to get a woman who's at the same level as him, and him and the woman need to build, because by the
A
time he does
kid
get to that,
marriage, yeah,
yeah, by the time he gets to that level, other women are gonna want him, but he's already built a life with this other girl. But then,
mm.
Kevin Samuel's ideology is flawed, because then he's like, oh, that man, once he gets to that level, he could just have 15 million wives and be happy with that,
Which is so wild to
He
me.
was
Like,
so close, bro.
he was there. He was
It
almost
was right.
there. Bro. I think one of the things that I've been like, what I've been taking away or hearing just that was coming out of the manosphere as far as like toxic masculinity, whatever, is this like this trend of like polygamy, right? Where like they're advocating for having multiple wives, right? Being a high
Yeah.
value man, you are therefore entitled to have multiple women in your life or in whatever, because I don't know. I always hear from my older brother, right? He always used to tell me that there are more. My brother's also a Muslim, right? So it's like he always used to tell me that there are more women in the world than there are men. So therefore, men need to have multiple wives. And I was just thinking about it. I'm just like, huh? Like, first of all, like that, like I guess, like I don't know. Like this is my younger self talking. I'm just like, okay, I guess, yeah, whatever, right? But now I'm like, now in my present day, I'm just like, how are most men even able to sustain multiple wives? Like it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
Like,
that's why Andrew Tate's talking about making more money, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
bro, nah. 'Cause it's just weird because like I was also I think when I think this is either from Ruslan or someone else, right? Where it's like, even if you have like, take for instance, even if you have like this even if you do get multiple wives, right? You're still going to end up bonding with one of your wives that's going to be like probably your favorite wife, and you're just going to think about living your best life with her, not necessarily with the other women. So in some way, shape, or form, you're still neglecting these women, despite that you're giving a house over their head, a food in their plate, clothes in their back, and it just doesn't make any sense. And so I don't know, and it doesn't make like. So I say that to say, right? How do you think like the manosphere is like benefiting men, right? Like we could take the positives out of it, right? Well, how do you think that it's benefiting men?
Oh man. I think it's pushing, at least from the Kevin Samuels perspective, it's pushing that perspective of being equally yoked. Finding a partner that's equally yoked with you, going after it with one person and really building a life. I think that's at least from Kevin Samuels. That's what I've gotten from him. And I think that part is really really beneficial. Like you want to find a partner and a wife that's equally yoked with you. You want that person that you can, because a lot of the times he'll use like he used to use like statistics and stuff like that, talking about like how when you find a wife by this age, you're like this times more likely or whatever to be a high value quote unquote man, right? And I guess the word value in this discussion is subjective, right? Like, is money what equates to your value?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I guess that's something positive you could pull out. As someone who does make a lot of masculinity heavy content, like on TikTok and stuff, like that's kind of like what I try to do with my own platform, right? Like I try to take out as many things from masculinity that's positive and promote it, because we don't have a lot of voices right now. You know, we don't have a lot of voices in the space telling us, hey, this is not wrong, this is not right, this is not wrong. Because most of these guys that do make this type of content, I guarantee them they never had a brother or a dad or a best friend or an uncle to tell them, like, hey, this is not right how you're speaking. You should not speak about like this. You shouldn't do this. Like, I'll always remember back in high school, like I remember I was on PlayStation with one of my friends and I said something about a girl, like something super disrespectful, and my dad heard that and he pulled me up on it immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like he immediately came and told me, oh, you don't talk like that, don't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the content I try to put out. I'm like, if these people are having these types of rhetoric and these types of speech and these things, it's like they've never heard it from someone else who's close to them, that they probably shouldn't be talking about women the way they do. They probably shouldn't be treating women the way that they do. You know, but I get it. You know, a lot of this content is just you want, these people want multiple women, want to have a life with just hooking up every single day, this and that. So this is the type of way that they do it. You know what I'm saying? Like this type of talk, this type of culture, because the culture has went to that route, right? They, you know, the culture doesn't really have a lot of ears with that will teach you about having one wife and how one wife can bear your burdens with you and help you grow in life. Like the culture doesn't push that message. So I guess that's kind of why this type of content is so favorable amongst like younger people and stuff like that, because it's going directly with what the culture wants in the first place, right?
For sure.
And then the culture, they're saying there's all these problems, and it's like, well, maybe if you guys sat down and like followed an objective truth. Anyway, let me
we getting into it.
Anyway, bro.
No, I think what I do appreciate about the Manosphere, right, is that it's telling men that like, hey, you're a man. Do something, like actually do something, right? You are made in specific ways. You have gifts, talents, abilities. I'm not saying that women don't, right? But like it seems like we were saying earlier in the episode that it's a response to like this extreme type of feminism where like I think in a way the Manosphere probably thinks that the society right now is trying to strip them away of their masculinity. So they're promoting like, hey, like this is what it means to be a man. You need to be able to do things, work with your hands, make money, do these different things that make you a man, make you a protector of your home, make you as your son says, like makes you a priest of your home, right? Like, I think I appreciate that, right? Because like you, like honestly, I don't know in our generation at least that how many people are growing up without fathers, right? I know for me, like I in a way grew up without a father, but my father died when I was 15. But I still had this example of what it meant to be a man and what it meant to be to care for your wife, to care for your children, to be a provider and protector of your home. Like I still knew what that was because I had a father figure in the home, and I also had brothers and stuff. So like they gave me an example of what it actually meant to be a man in a positive way. But I think honestly, I think without, if this wasn't there, like if this like red pill manosphere stuff wasn't here on the internet, it's been around forever, right? Like way before the internet and stuff was around. Like you had guys talking like this, like my older brother talks like that, or used to talk like this, right? As forms like, hey, like you need to treat women this way. This is what the reason why women were made to pretty much benefit you, not the other way around. Like I think it should work that way, right? Like if we believe in the Christian perspective that men and women are made in God's image, then we are equal. We are equal standing. We're not better or worse within each other, right? We're equal, right? But within that, there are different attributes that we've been given that are distinguishable.
Yeah. So yeah, bro. You said a lot of good stuff there. Like when I think about that, right? It's like we should be teaching masculinity. We should be teaching young boys to go out and work with all your heart. You don't have to make a lot of money, but make enough money to take care of your family and the least of these, right? and then we should be teaching boys that they have to stand up in hard times, right? But it's also okay to lament in sad times, right? And
Yep.
just like any other thing with the world and sin, it's like the devil finds a way to perverse anything as easy as he got Adam and Eve to eat the apple, So it's like,
Mhm.
or the fruit. Sorry, sorry, Harry Sea Hunters, don't come for us. The fruit. But yeah, bro, like, yeah, masculinity is something that could be perverse, and that's where we get this toxic form of masculinity from, right? Like I remember I posted the day after Valentine's Day, I posted a TikTok and a reel, no, a TikTok and a YouTube short, and it did really well. It got like 4,000 views on YouTube. I never had a YouTube video get like over 100 likes. So that was like my first time getting the YouTube video at 100 likes. And it did well on TikTok. That was one of my first TikToks on my new account. And during that, now, like when that happened, like I got so many dudes coming crazy at my neck because I was talking about like how as men we need to we need to do better. Like we can't have dudes bragging about being with multiple women and not pull them up on it, like you never had anybody to check you on it. And it's like I said that, and mad dudes came crazy at me on the comments, bro. Mad dudes came crazy at me at the comments, and it was like it was a little excessive, but yeah, man, it's just pervasive in the culture, as you were mentioning before, Oh snap, we got technical difficulties. Oh snap. So yeah, I guess yo, nobody leave. Don't click off. Like I'm gonna wait for Elijah to join back. We just experienced some technical difficulties, but you see, bro. Like this is how I improv. Like I'm actually wait using the time for him to come back on. But he'll be back on. But in the meantime, that's kind of like the whole issue that we're running into. It's like people don't see that they're wrong. People don't think that they're wrong. Much of our culture has a fleeting amount of accountability. The fleeting amount of accountability in the culture, and I think this is just a byproduct of all of that. But Elijah just texted me and said his Wi-Fi got unplugged, so yeah, he'll be back on. So in the meanwhile, there's a comment from my very own wife Christine in the comment section. It says, in case someone might not know what equally yoked means, do you care to share? Okay, yes. So let's pull up that scripture actually. Okay, so this is from 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. It says, do not be unequally yoked with believers, for what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? Or what fellowship has light with darkness? So this is the Apostle Paul writing to the church in Corinth. And basically, a yoke in the Bible is like kind of like a saddle, right? It's the imagery of like this type of saddle that they would put on, I think, the horses or the donkeys or something like that. And it would carry weight. So basically, what the Apostle Paul is trying to essentially say here is that you want a partner that's going to carry equal amount of weight as you, and he's specifically talking in this context about the spiritual weight, right? He's talking about when you're looking for friends, family, I mean, not for looking for friends or wife, genuine love, like you want to be equally yoked to people's because unbelievers don't share the same worldviews as you. The unbelievers have totally separate worldviews from us, and yeah, especially if you're going to share your life with someone, you want to be equally yoked in that regard, because as I was mentioning before, you don't want to kind of go into what is it called, like worldviews clashing. You don't want your worldviews to clash. So yeah, I guess that's the importance of being equally yoked in this sense. But yeah, anyway, Elijah's back. I successfully stalled, bro. Bro,
Yo,
I literally
let's get it.
yo improv for 4 minutes, bro. I'm getting better at this stuff, bro.
bro. That's what I'm talking about. That's why you here, bro. That's why you the lead host of the podcast, bro.
Now that's you, bro. I'm trying to be like you, bro.
Hey yo, I'm
Bro, I'm
dead. Sorry
literally
about
trying to
that.
do the same hairstyle as you two right now, bro. But my hair, I need to grow my hair, bro. So I'm just trying to be like you, bro.
Hey yo, I'm dead. So
Oh,
it seems like you were talking about being equally yoked in
yeah. Christine dropped the question in the chat, so yeah.
got you. Cool. Thanks for stalling, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Sinners Only podcast. We're not perfect out there, you know.
Yo, Elijah, I was telling them about right before you got disconnected. I was telling them how even when I posted the day after Valentine's Day about how I saw dudes bragging this and that. I was like, that's because you guys never had good friends around, never had good company. Like, you need somebody to check you on that, get better friends, right? I had mad dudes coming crazy at me in the comments, bro. Like, what are you saying? They're telling me all like, what are you like? What are you, a simp? Like all these kind of crazy things they were telling me. I was like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Majority of people don't know. Like they don't even know that their perspective is toxic, bro. Like, and I was saying that could possibly be a result of how the lack of accountability in our society. And I feel like this season, bro, I'm gonna talk a lot about that, bro, because I feel like the majority of our issues in society is people don't know how to take accountability.
If we being honest, if we being honest, you know what I mean? I think everyone wants to do things without consequences or actions. That's not the way the world works. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It's like if you do something, there are going to be consequences, whether they're good, they're positive or negative. Like you can't just be in the world, think you're going to do whatever you want, and just like you think you're just going to get away with it. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think? Like, can there be like a biblical like perspective on the manosphere? Like, do you think that there's a way like to kind of incorporate kind of being a Christian and being in the manosphere space? Because I think there are, right. I think there are Christian manosphere people, right, that are looking at society and saying like, hey, like I'm a Christian and Jesus speaks into the way the world, into men's issues, right? Like.
I think there's a way to say that there's a proper form of masculinity. I feel like masculinity, we can say, well, we could potentially say that there is an objective way of masculinity, right? And it's because we have this example of Jesus, right? It basically like I watched this documentary. I think you were there too, Lige. It was called The 33. And it was all about that, how like in our society today we have like we're inundated with like what's the word they use, prolonged adolescence, right? They use this term prolonged adolescence, especially men, right? Whether that because society has become increasingly expensive, inflation, it could be our parents' generation babied us, whatever the cause is. There might be a million different factors in there, right?
For sure.
Society has become to the point where men don't start growing up until they're in their 20s, late 20s. And Ruslan even talks about this all the time, you know, like we've been all of us have been taught that we don't need to grow up. We could live in our parents' house till we're 30. We could, we could do this, we could do that. But there hasn't been a push for us to become like grown adults, you know. And I see that with a lot of people around me, you know, like I see that all the time. And in our society, prolonged adolescence is definitely an issue, you know, like because people just don't want to take responsibility. People don't want to grow up, like whatever the reasons are, right? But we had this perfect God man Jesus that lived on this earth for I think approximately 33 years. Yeah. I'm literally not speaking in no absolutes, bro. That was an absolute right there, bro. Double negative too. But anyway, yeah, like we had this example of Jesus that was gentle, but yet he stood firm in his convictions, right? He was a man of his word, you know. He didn't falter on his word. I think you could take away a lot of these things from the term masculinity, and at the root of it is being a man of your word. Like at least I think that's one of the most important parts of masculinity, right? Standing for integrity I would put above, you know, being a man of your word. But Yeah, no, I think like being a man of your word is something that we could make content on that. You know what I'm saying? It's not, we don't have
Mhm.
to make content on men and men's relations with women. We could sit
Yeah,
there and we could talk about being a man and knowing how to be a man without even mentioning women at all.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I don't think it, like, so maybe that might just take away from, maybe the manosphere isn't trying to push masculinity. Maybe that's not, because you could literally push so many things about masculinity without saying
mhm,
half the things that they do say, right? But
yeah,
yeah, no, man, at the end of the day, we need to teach men to work hard, be able to provide, be able to protect, be able to be a man of the word, stand for integrity when in decisions. Like, integrity literally is like the definition of you do the right thing even when no one's looking, right?
yeah,
Like a man will do the right thing no matter who is looking, like you're like I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. I stand for integrity so much to the point, if I have to park my car and pay a meter for 2 minutes, I'm putting that nickel in there just for that 2 minutes, bro.
Hey, yo, I'm dead.
Yo.
Yo, you better than me, bro.
Yeah. Yo, cause that's the kind of thing, that's what makes you a man, right? It's not always the amount of women you get, right? It's not always the amount of money you make, right? You could be making minimum wage and still be a man, but are you working like you're working unto God? Are you working
Yeah,
hard, or are you just doing it to waste time so you can go home, you know, you just waste your 20s, waste your 30s, and then turn around in your 40s and be like, dang, look what happened, like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Um who's this
Yeah.
dude, bro? The dude that Ruslan just talked to, for Valuetainment, the guy who owns that.
Rollo Tomasi.
Yeah, I think yeah, maybe he was saying that, he's saying, when Ruslan interviewed him, he said a man should be known for something by the age of 45. He's like, you could try this, you could try that, you could do 10 different occupations, and he's like, but by the time you hit like 40, 45, people should know you for something. And I don't
Mm.
know, for some reason that stuck with me, bro. I like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, honestly, bro, I think could this be right? Like that when men, right, they get prominence, they get wealth or whatever, they get it later in their life, right? They get it like at either 30, 35, 40s, whatever, right? But then you have this manosphere, like the incel groups, whatever, that like are young guys as probably young as high school, in college, 23, not really, that hasn't really established themselves yet, right? Like we're
Mhm.
in this age group. Do you think I feel like the manosphere is promoting the sense of like, hey, you need to do this right now, right? You need to be this way right now, and
Mm.
there's no process to grow, right? There's no process to like, if like I don't know, you're 18 right now, you're listening to Fresh and Fit, and they're telling you get all these girls by talking this way, you make this money by making this way, but you don't have access to doing any of that right now. It's just like, are you allowing time to grow, right? Are you allowing time to process, right? Because I think
Mm.
like I think there is a way. I think there is value to being where you're at right now, being present where you're at right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
right? If you're a young person, right? Obviously, working on skills like as you're growing, making sure you're acquiring skills, growing up, whatever, to go into the direction that you want to go in. But like, just be 18, right? And like, I mean, don't be 18 the wrong way, but be 18 the right way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Go through the process, right? Like, I guess maybe a lot of people have went away from that, like patience, like having no patience and stuff like that. Kind of like you. I guess that speaks to the greater issue of social media. Maybe that's why
mm,
we're the most depressed generation of all time, right? Because we compare
yeah,
our lives with people and stuff like that. Yeah, because that and Andrew Tate doesn't show how many years it took to get him to that level, but it's saying, oh, sign up for Hustlers University and we can get you to that level, but if you just take
mm,
this course. Like, it's
yeah,
bypassing the struggle. But it's funny because he actually mentioned something. He was actually talking about Jake Paul, and he actually mentioned something in this clip I saw. And he's like, he wants to fight Jake Paul, right? Because he's a retired kickboxer, whatever, right? And he said what you don't see about fighting, he's like, Jake Paul's make it seem like fighting is so glamorous because he's $1 million prize fighter, blah blah blah, whatever, right? And he's like, but you don't see the average fighter who's struggling to pay his gym membership, struggling to cover his medical bills. They don't have health insurance. They're contracted to fight. Like they're fighting by a contract. You don't see the depressed nights that you're scared before a fight. You don't see that. You just see the press conference, how they're fearless there, and then you see the end result. Right. And I found that so ironic. Like when he said that, I was like, the message that you're pushing, right, to young 20-year-old kids, the high school level kids, is that, oh, sign up for this thing, watch my videos, and I'll show you how I did this. And you could bypass that whole struggle. You could bypass those the me eating ramen to so I could save money to pay for the rent. Like you're bypassing all of that, right?
Bro, I feel that's clickbait, right? Like if you go through our YouTube, right, it's just like, hey, you want to be successful this way? Click on this video. It's not for the benefit of the person watching the video. In some sense, they're probably giving information for how they got to where they're at, but it's really for them, right? They're the ones.
You want to be successful? Hit the subscribe button and like this video.
Facts. You want to be successful? Subscribe to the Sinners Only podcast. Realize how much you're a sinner, and you will realize that you can be successful when you realize you're a sinner and that you need Jesus. That's what this is about,
Oh, my bad, bro. But yeah, go on, bro. My bad.
No, you're good. But yeah, I think I lost my train of thought, to be honest. Anyway, I think Jesus, right? Like,
yeah.
Now go ahead.
No. I say we were talking about how it's clickbait.
Yes, it's clickbait. Pretty much not to benefit you, right? But to benefit them, like to benefit what they're doing, to put money in their pockets, to get views on their channels, to do whatever. It's like, and yes, there's some practical advice, but what does it lead to? What does it actually lead to? You know what I mean? Like you're giving people content and resources that they probably don't have access to, but you have access to because you are successful in some way, shape, or form. Like like Andrew Tate, MMA fighter. I don't know how successful he was in the ring, whatever, but he's
a kickboxer.
Kickboxer, yes. I don't know how successful he was, right? But he has some sort of prominence and status before he started making this content. Like there are actual people that have been grinding to get to where they're at right now, and like they probably can give you practical advice that probably work better than like this person telling you this is how you do this.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know. Those are my thoughts, though.
Bro, the only person I trust on the internet is Ruslan, bro.
I will say, Ruslan I think is paving the way for younger Christian men to how they can live life and thrive, right? From a gospel.
If we say Ruslan's name 10 plus time on an episode, it's got to pop up on his feed, bro. He subscribes to the podcast already, right? So YouTube, they got to put it on his dashboard.
His face is in the thumbnail, bro. Even though it's not about him, it's
Ruslan, this is your open invitation to come on the Sinners Only podcast and educate the youth. Brooklyn needs it.
Bro. Yeah, bro. Brooklyn, the whole world needs it, bro. The whole world.
We need Jesus, bro. We need Jesus, yo.
But I think when it comes to this manosphere, though, I think they want to be able, in a way, not explicitly, right? But they want to make younger men that are looking up to them in their image, right? Like, hey, like this is the way I am. This is how you can be how I am right now, right? But if we look at the right way to do things, right, we're looking to Jesus, right? Who is the perfect man? Who is the perfect person to live the earth, right? As you said, right? He did everything perfectly, right? Like, if we're talking about being a man, right? Look at Philippians 2, right? He didn't account quality with God as a thing to be grasped, right? But he humbled himself as a servant. I had the first part of that job memorized, bro. But like the main thing, right? It's like if you're a man, right? Like, can you measure it by how much you're serving, right? How are you serving if you're married, how are you serving your wife? If you have friends, how are you serving your friends? How are you serving your church? How are you serving your family, right? Can you measure it by that, right? Like, can you actually say that you're actually humbling yourself and not wanting to have status and value and all these things, right? Because especially if you're a Christian man, Jesus didn't go for any of those things, right? He knew he was God, right? He knew he was the Son of God. He knew he was worth all the value and status and everything, right? And all the glory, but he decided to put on human flesh and veil it so that he can die for us, right? That I think that's the perfect example of what a man is, right? I honestly think like where we get our masculinity, right? I think men are masculine, right? I think there are certain inherent traits that men have that should be displayed, right, and shouldn't be taken away from. But like, I think honestly, some of our American ways of masculinity are subjective, right? There's no, I think they're really subjective. I think because I know people that are like, I know men, right, that in the manosphere would not be as sort of like an alpha male, whatever, or any of those things, right? But they're quality men that serve their homes and their churches and their families, like that. Like, are they not alpha men? Are they not a part of this manosphere space because they don't act a certain way? You know what I mean?
Bro, just put me in ancient Sparta, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yo, none of us would be like
yeah,
that.
none of these dudes, bro. None of these dudes, bro. Talking on this Manosphere stuff, bro. None of them would survive in ancient Sparta, bro.
Bro, I mean, honestly,
maybe Andrew
like,
Tate, bro. Maybe Andrew Tate, because that man,
yeah,
4-time world champion in kickboxing.
bro, honestly, bro, like if we want to blow up fast, bro, we just need to start making Manosphere content. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yo, it's
Elijah, bro. You gotta be a high value man by next week, bro.
Yo, man.
Your wife gonna leave you, bro.
Hey, yo, man. Bro, we are in an IKEA marriage right now, and that's okay. That's okay. As Kevin Samuels words, bro.
Oh,
but like,
yeah. You're right.
But like, you know, like, yeah, it's crazy out here. We just need to start making that content, bro. We blow up real fast, bro. Like, no one wants to sit through the grind in the process, but like, yo, we teach you how to get all these women by next week. We out here. You know what I mean?
Yo,
it's like nah. Let me stop playing.
Well, I think on that note, it's been a week. Don't come for us crazy in the comments. Like, yo, we're just two really dumb people just hopping on here, giving our opinions. Y'all can free to have your own opinions. Yeah, we could even be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, man. If y'all like this type of content, feel free to like, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. Share us up as much as you can. Interact with us on TikTok, because that's where all our stuff is. Sir. TikTok and Instagram Reels. Like, we really be going crazy on there, so go show us some love. Show note, all description, show notes below, and yeah.
We'll
see you later.
Podcast.